to my review for Ouija, Origin of Evil. So Ouija, Origin of Evil is a sequel prequel to the original Ouija film, which came out in 2013, that I have not seen or care to see simply because of its insanely terrible reviews. So Ouija, Origin of Evil follows the story of a family whose father just passed away, and they are trying to make a living by scamming people, by sort of setting this thing up to try to make them feel happy and make them feel okay. So, and because of that, they pick up a Ouija board. It's a new prop for work. But then the little girl in the family starts to become a bit obsessed with it and starts to be fascinated by it. And that is where we get our possession horror movie. So I was not looking forward to Ouija, Origin of Evil, as I previously stated, and also the trailer was just mediocre. But then good reviews started coming out, and I looked at the director's record. It was Mike Flanagan who directed Hush and Oculus. So those are both really well-reviewed films, so I started to get a bit more excited for Ouija, Origin of Evil, and I can say that this is definitely a good movie. It's better than a lot of horror movies that came out because, unlike films such as The Shallows or Lights Out, the more I think about these movies, I don't think I'll like them less and less and less. I think the more I think about this one, I may even enjoy it more. What I love most about Ouija, Origin of Evil is its classic feel. It feels just like a film that was shot in the 70s. There are a lot of modern things in it, like there's a couple CGI shots which are purely terrible, but they open with like the classic Universal card. They have little blips in the corner for what they used back in the day for when they used film to let the projectionists know that they need to put in another reel. They did stuff like that throughout the film that really gave it a classic feel. Even its aspect ratio was changed, and I really, really did enjoy that. That was a very good artistic approach to it. Also, it's genuinely a scary movie. There are a lot of scary aspects of the film, and a lot of people in my theater were scared. It's a great movie to see around Halloween if you have no other films to see. This is definitely quite a scary movie, which I was surprised by because the trailers just looked really, really dumb, but turns out it was quite the opposite. The use of little score was also really, really good. They had like a theme that they used a couple times throughout the movie, but a lot of the times there was no score. It was completely, utterly silent, which worked really well. There are some films that doesn't work well with, like M. Not saying that this is a better movie than M, it's not. But M did not use score at all, and that did not fit with the movie. The movie could have been way better if it actually had a score. But this one actually worked well with it, such as Cloverfield. That's another one. Very little, if no score at all, but it still worked. The jump scares in this movie are also really well used. They're not constant like every other horror movie. There's no fake jump scares where it's a person jumping out at a friend trying to scare them. It's nothing stupid like that. The jump scares are used about 4 or 5 times in the movies, and they're all really well timed and well done. And the acting too. Very, very good from everyone. The main actress in the film who played the mother, she was really good, going through a lot of the rough times, but also the 2 little girls were really good too, the teenager. I mean, like at the end, she had to do some crazy stuff, which it's hard for even an adult actor to do that kind of stuff and make it believable, but she did it. And the little girl was too super duper creepy, which it's one of the creepiest little girls in horror films in probably the past 5 years. So overall the acting was really good. There were quite a few spots where the acting was very, very bad, such as when they're in a basement. Some of the acting that went on there was purely terrible, but they did have some. But throughout the movie, I would consistently say that all the performances were pretty good. There were quite a few issues, though. Again, as I previously mentioned, CGI. Just a couple shots here and there that were like, boom, in your face. Terribly done CGI that took me out of the film, and I had a hard time getting back in. There are also some, as well as acted, there are some terribly written moments that feel super forced in there, and they're very terribly written. And the ending, I just want to see a modern-day horror movie have a good ending, or a modern-day suspense movie. I mean, 10 Cloverfield Lane couldn't do it. Lights Out couldn't do it. The Shallows couldn't do it. No horror movie recently has been able to have a good ending. I was hoping, praying that this one would have a good ending, but it just didn't, which was so annoying. So in the end, I'm going to give Ouija Origin of Evil a 6.5 out of 10. Definitely worth checking out around the holiday, Halloween season. It's coming up very soon now. And if you're a fan of horror films, you'll definitely enjoy this film. So if you want, I would recommend go seeing it if you're a horror fan. If you're not, you'd probably want to stay away from this one. But it's still a pretty good film. Maybe if they had just cut out the ending and tried to make something a bit better, I think I may have enjoyed that more, but of course they just had to do something dumb with the ending. But all in all, good movie. I'd recommend it. Alright, that concludes my review for Ouija Origin of Evil. Comment what you thought of this film below. I am Robert Burke, and this has been The Clever Critics. Goodbye.